to see some extraordinary political figures, but few as extraordinary as our next speaker. When Tommy Thompson was the governor of the state of Wisconsin, he took on a state where businesses could not wait to get out to be the last one to turn off the light. You might remember what it was like back in the 1980s. Tommy Thompson said, we can turn Wisconsin around, and he did. And a series of conservative reforms, school choice, welfare reform, the reform of the tax code. Tommy Thompson, if he did nothing else in his life, would be one of the greatest governors in the history of the United States of America, and I don't think that that is an overstatement. But Tommy Thompson is not done yet. He's a candidate for the United States Senate, and all of us, of course, owe him a deep debt of gratitude. Governor Tommy Thompson.
Isn't it great to be a Republican? Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie, thank you. David, thank you. And all the people that put on this great dinner tonight in honor of Ronald Reagan and all of the great Republicans, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Your support, David. I have the high honor of speaking to you at the tail end. I'm going to be brief, and I'm going to be pointed, because what I got to say is so important for the future of our great state and our great country. Some of you were at the rally. Remember that when I got this vote? I took off my coat and I had a W on my back. Remember that? And I says, this W means Walker wins Wisconsin. Those individual union bosses that want to take us back, I said, get the hell out of our way, because we're not going back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going forward today, tomorrow, this year, and next year. I had the great privilege of serving state legislator for 20 years. But as governor for 14. The state of Wisconsin, like the federal government today, and like how Scott Walker inherited, a state that was broke. The only difference between Walker and Illinois today is with Illinois and Wisconsin. When I was there, Illinois was making fun of us. Remember that? Yeah. They put up signs that said, when the taxes get too high in Wisconsin, bring your business to Illinois. And then they said, the last company leaves Wisconsin, please turn off the lights. And the people of the state of Wisconsin said, I want to give somebody else a chance. They gave me a chance, Tommy Thompson from Illinois, to run this state. Just like the federal government. We cut taxes, ladies and gentlemen, 91 times. Income taxes 3 times, property taxes, eliminated inheritance taxes and gift taxes so that job creators can come back home and create jobs. And we did it. And while we did it, ladies and gentlemen, businesses and government, we created 742,000 jobs. More jobs were created during that period of time than ever before in the history of our state. Our unemployment was below the national average for 40 consecutive months. And then we decided, like Medicare is broken, welfare was broken back then. And we decided we were going to give people hope. I had the privilege of having Charlie Sykes on the radio, and we decided to give people the opportunity to work. Radical ideas. The Democrats went crazy. You can't do that. But the people that supported me were you. And welfare mothers who wanted a better chance. They wanted a job and an opportunity to live. And isn't that what America's all about? And isn't that what this gentleman here was all about? Building a city on a shiny hill called America. And I'm different than all the other candidates because I knew this man. He endorsed me. How many were you at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds in 1986 when Ronald Reagan came and said, I know something about being a good governor. And Tommy Thompson is going to be a good governor, and I'm here to endorse him. And then I went to the Oval Office, had the privilege to meet Ronald Reagan. And he said, I'm going to give you a waiver to try something new in Wisconsin because I believe you got the intestinal fortitude to change it. And Ronald Reagan gave me a waiver to try welfare reform. And then I asked him to come to Wisconsin. We had lunch at West Bend, and we got on Marine Helicopter 1 to fly to Oshkosh. And the previous week, Mikhail Gorbachev came to visit Ronald Reagan. And I got a story to tell you because it's about our country and about Russia. And Ronald Reagan loved to tell stories. And he couldn't wait to get me on there to tell me a story. And he says, Mikhail Gorbachev was here last week, Tommy. And he said, we flew up to New York. And he said, what are all those buildings? What are all those lights? Ronald Reagan says, that's the free enterprise system working. That's people working. And then he says, Tommy, I got to tell you the story that Mikhail Gorbachev gave me. And he started laughing. He couldn't wait to tell me the story. He had to laugh. And he says, this is from Mikhail Gorbachev. And he said, Mikhail said to me, and he says, Igor went to the automobile dealership to buy a new Yugo. And he walked in and he said to the dealer, how much is it going to cost? He said, 25,000 rubles. And Igor pulled out 25,000 rubles, put it on there. And he said, when can I get it? He said, 4 years. The dealer said. And the dealer says, oh. Igor says, no. Is it going to be delivered in the morning or in the afternoon? And the dealer said, why do you care? It's 4 years from now. And Igor says, because the telephone is going to be hooked up in the morning. It is what the left wants to take us to. They want to load us up with debt. And just think, since Barack Obama has been elected president, we have gone from a little over $9 trillion in debt to over $15 trillion on our way to $16 trillion. And the Congress gave the president the authority to raise it. I would have voted against it. And now, that's $6 trillion, ladies and gentlemen. There's a 60% increase. And that is the total amount of debt that was accumulated in the United States from the time of George Washington until George H.W. Bush. That scares the hell out of me, and that's why I'm running. I am running, ladies and because I believe in this great country. I believe that we can do better. And I believe that $6 trillion, unless you have somebody that knows how to vote no. And if you remember when I was in the state legislature, my moniker was Dr. No. I came up with solutions on tax reform, on welfare reform, on private school choice, and that's what I'm all about. But the main reason I'm running, ladies and gentlemen, is because I got 3 lovely children and 8 grandchildren, just like each of you. Maybe some of you youngers don't have grandchildren yet, but I do, and I've got 8 of them. I love each and every one of them. And I look at every single one of them just like you do. I love them, and I want the best for them. But in America, we have always, ladies and gentlemen, promised that our sons and daughters and grandchildren are going to inherit a country that is stronger, better, freer, with more options than what we had when we inherited this country. And I don't think we can do that anymore, and it looks bleaker and bleaker. And that's why I decided to run, ladies and gentlemen. I am running for the right reasons, for the children and grandchildren of America, to lead this country forward, get our debt under control, start bringing some of the money back from overseas, create the jobs here, eliminate Obamacare, start market-based health solutions, and who better than the Secretary of Health to know how to do that? And that's what I am running for the United States Senate. I'm the only Republican that has ever won the state 5 times. And all of the candidates running for the United States Senate are good people. But you want a winner. And you want somebody to come up with ideas to change America. I don't think Tammy Baldwin is going to be easy. She is going to have more money. She's going to have more money than Midas. And the Democrats know I am the best hope for Republicans to beat Tammy Baldwin, and I will. And I will carry your message. I will carry your message to the United States Senate and to every town hall I can go, because I believe so passionately in the great country of America, that tomorrow can be stronger and better than it is today. With your help, ladies and gentlemen, we will do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, may the highways always rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. And may the sun shine warm upon your forehead. And the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. God love the Republicans. God love the Walkers, the state of Wisconsin, and God love the United States of America. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen.